Picture a silent fortress of high technology, large enough to swallow 3 football fields, completely finished, fully powered, and entirely empty. Not a single worker walks the sprawling corridors, yet the machinery hums on autopilot. This is not the set of a post-apocalyptic thriller. It is a multi-billion-dollar industrial titan left stranded in absolute limbo. For decades, global capitalism has celebrated the relentless pursuit of expansion, building monuments to manufacturing might. But behind every corporate triumph lies a shadow industry of hyper-expensive failures. Today, we are opening the vault on the economics of structural abandonment to answer a disturbing question. How does a project worth billions simply vanish overnight while the lights are left burning? To understand this ghost economy, we have to travel back to the late construction phase, where engineering optimism collides with brutal financial gravity. Billions of dollars in private equity and government subsidies are poured into unprecedented logistical dreams. Every stakeholder assumes the market will absorb the output, creating a dangerous bubble of misplaced economic certainty. Then, a single variable shifts. It might be a sudden global supply chain fracture, an overnight regulatory pivot, or a catastrophic miscalculation in projected unit demand. The boardrooms panic. Projected profits evaporate into spreadsheet red ink, and the executive decision is handed down like a death sentence: immediate project suspension. But stopping a modern industrial behemoth is not as simple as flipping a master breaker. Contracts signed years prior lock developers into multi-year supply chains, massive utility minimums, and unbreakable municipal bonds. Leaving the facility requires just as much capital as keeping it running, forcing corporations into a bizarre financial stalemate. Enter the complex world of legal purgatory, our main focus for today. When a project collapses this late in the game, ownership dissolves into a chaotic labyrinth of shell companies, creditors, and bankruptcy courts. Nobody wants to own the asset because taking ownership means inheriting billions in unsettled liabilities. This brings us to the core mystery of our story: the mysterious asset protection trusts designed specifically to isolate corporate parent companies from catastrophic failure. These legal constructs act like financial black holes, swallowing the physical infrastructure and locking the title deeds behind impenetrable legal walls. As the legal battles rage in high-rise courtrooms miles away, the physical facility begins its slow, eerie transition into a ghost site. Automated security systems sweep empty halls. Climate control algorithms desperately try to keep million-dollar clean rooms sterile for processes that will never be manufactured. This is where our mid-roll cliffhanger lies. What happens when local urban explorers manage to breach the perimeter of one of these forbidden zones, and what did they find left running on the main servers? We are about to look behind the curtain. Security logs from the site reveal something deeply unsettling. Even months after the final executive left the premises, automated inventory management systems continued to automatically order raw materials, feeding an invisible, automated supply chain into a void. Trucks carrying specialized industrial gases would pull up to the loading docks on automated schedules, greeted only by automated gates that dutifully opened and closed, fulfilling digital contracts established years in advance by algorithms that no human was monitoring. This automated ghost loop exposes a terrifying vulnerability in modern, hyper-optimized capitalism. We have built systems that can run entirely on autopilot, completely decoupled from human reason, common sense, or real-world utility. Financial auditors later estimated that millions of dollars were literally burned on automated logistics for a dead project simply because nobody possessed the administrative clearance to override the master software loop. It is a striking monument to bureaucratic inertia. Furthermore, local municipalities face a nightmare scenario when these mega projects stall. Towns that boomed overnight with housing developments, schools, and service economies suddenly find their primary tax base vaporized, leaving local populations stranded in economic ghost towns. Real estate developers call this the sunken asset trap. The cost of demolishing a facility of this magnitude often exceeds the scrap value of the materials, meaning it is cheaper for corporate entities to simply let concrete titans decay into modern ruins than to clean them up. Satellite imagery tells this story with chilling clarity. Over a 5-year timeline, you can watch the manicured landscaping around the facility slowly give way to native brush, while the pristine metallic facade begins to weather under the elements. Yet, corporate legal teams fiercely protect these dead zones. Trespassing laws are enforced with extreme prejudice, and private security forces utilize advanced thermal imaging and drone surveillance to ensure no curious eyes penetrate the perimeter. Why? Because the secrets inside involve proprietary blueprints that could disrupt active market competitors if leaked. As we step back and analyze the broader economic landscape, these abandoned facilities serve as warning beacons. They represent the physical waste generated when hypergrowth models outpace sustainable resource management. The ghost economy reminds us that modern progress leaves behind immense physical and financial debris. Behind every revolutionary technological leap or global supply chain marvel, there is a graveyard of discarded ambitions waiting in the dark. The next time you look at a gleaming new product launch or a multinational corporate expansion, remember the silent titans standing empty in the distance, the monuments to what almost was, locked away in financial purgatory forever. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden mechanics of our world.